Today we're going to be going online and buying a servo base for our Arduino so we can create a roborbot, and oh my gosh, it's expensive! Instead, we're going to be going to Goodwill, and we're going to be buying this used RC toy for $2.99, and we're going to just modify it a little bit here so we can have the same thing except with suspension. Now all I'm doing on here is just going through, ripping out the brains, ripping out the battery, which I can't charge, and tinning the motor wires, which is super greasy because we've done that in a previous video. Now, this is going to make this really easy for us to throw these into our motor shield, which we'll get to in a second. But first, attach some headers. Now you're going to come off a 4-foot section, a 4-pin section, and 3 6-pin sections, respectively, for our power rails, our VN rail, and for our negative and A0 through A5 rails. And once we've got all those connected up, as shown, they're very pretty. And we're going to be taking our ultrasonic sensor, which you may have to attach a 10 kilo ohm resistor between echo and trigger if it's being fussy. Go ahead and connect that up as shown here. And once we get done with that, we can attach our Piezo Buzzer, which, as you can see, it does have a positive and negative side, so make sure you get the polarity right. Connect it up as shown here. And once we get done with that, go ahead and slide our Arduino Uno in there, slap this guy on. We're going to be taking our motor from the back. We're just going to be arbitrarily screwing this in, positive, negative. We're going to figure out which direction makes it go forward and backward here in a bit. Right now, don't worry about that. Just throw it in, tighten them down. Now, I have also thrown in some connectors here for a big battery. I will have to disconnect this in a future video as it was not the right kind. But we'll touch on that in part 2. This guy, this little connector right here is important if you're going to be using 1 or 2 power supplies for your board. Now, I wonder what you're wondering, 1 supply is going to have it connected, 2 supply is going to have it disconnected. Why would you want that? Well, you'd want it because if you're having problems with low amperage, you're going to need 2 supplies. And a lot of these boards will have that problem, so just a heads up. But now onto the code. Now, code here is going to be very easy to just copy paste. It is linked in the description, but the thing that is going to be kind of a sticking point that we haven't covered is going to be the Adafruit motor shield library. Now to get to this, all you got to do is go online, Google it, go to the Arduino website, download it. Make sure whenever you click into the downloads, you are actually getting the zipped, it'll have a little zipper on it file, not the one that's inside of it. You're going to need the zipper. I'll show you here in a second why. Then you're going to navigate over to where your actual Arduino libraries folders is. Mine is saved in my documents. And in here, you're just going to paste the whole file. Next, go ahead and open up the Arduino IDE, go on over to Sketch, click on Include Library, click on Add.zip library, open that up, and then navigate over to your My Documents, your Arduino, and then your library subfolder. Find the document we just pasted in there, click Open. It should just automatically add it. In this case, I'm going to back out because I already have it and don't need it. And with that done, we can finally get to some preliminary testing here. And as you can see, I'm getting great movement. Absolutely great. So stoked. And we're also getting the Piezo Buzzer to work here, just basing it off of a simple distance algorithm. And then I was having a couple of problems with this, I noticed. Even with the 4-pack of AA's, he was dragging a little. So I took him to the shop, stood him up there, ran some diagnostics, found out he was suffering from chronic low voltage, low amperage, and decided I needed to buy some batteries I could actually recharge instead of trying to reuse some very old ones. Unfortunately, they're not getting in until Saturday, so we're going to have a mandatory part 2, so stay tuned, guys.